So what are the results or the positive effects of going no contact with your narcissist? I mean, once you discovered what happened to you, empower yourself by reading, watching videos like my channel and Ollie Matthews and many others, and work on overcoming the narcissistic abuse that you were subjected to by your narcissist, whether it be your mother, father, siblings, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. And then surviving that and found closure. What are, once you get through all that, there is a great benefit. Oh, a tremendous benefit that you would benefit from once you establish, maintain no contact from your narcissist, and then go all through these things to recover the ones I just mentioned. There are very positive effects. Number one, and it's not in any particular order, but just saying what comes up to mind, is that number one, you start discovering who you are, whether it be through hobbies or trying some things new, creating new memories like for the holidays or your birthday, creating that new circle of friends. Once you get things back in your life in order and start envisioning how you want your life to be, and you take those steps of doing so, you will become gradually within time a very happy person, and that you become much more mentally stronger and resilient. But finding yourself, really you will find. And I'd say number two is the rebuilding of your confidence and coming to some great confidence that you never thought that you'd run into. You become more confident doing things, especially after you work on overcoming triggers that's been planted in your head by your narcissist. And then there's some other things, is that you start rebuilding your life just the way you envision it. I don't care who you are, but everyone has a vision of envisioning their lives as being happy, healthy, and whole. It can be done. And even those of you out there that for whatever reason why you can't go no contact is completely understandable, because nobody knows your situation better than you do. But that doesn't mean that you don't constantly have plans turning in the back of your mind of working on that time to where you can get away from your narcissist and start rebuilding your life. I mean, definitely I'm not here to judge or look down on you if you can't go no contact. I understand that there's reasons, but never ever give up on that hope that your day will come to where you can break free. Make it a point to not ever let a day go past that something doesn't go through your mind and you got the gears going, thinking, planning. There's always a way. Maybe not right now, but eventually when you know that time comes, and it will. So, my hope is here for you and for everybody else who's managed to break free of your narcissist. Because that's the biggest step in walking towards the life that you know you darn well deserve. But you have to accept the fact that your narcissist will never, ever change. And I've said this, and I know Ollie Matthews and many other YouTubers that have their own narcissism channel have all said the same thing about that. And that you're definitely not alone. But another thing, another good positive effect is that once you drive yourself to become as healthy as possible, not just from the mental side, of course, that part should be worked on first, of course, and then once you get the mental side where it needs to be, then you start working on the physical thing, because I always believe that your mental health affects your physical health. They go hand in hand. And once you can really come to grips of making your mental health resilient and strong, then you can work on to the physical and start making yourself happy from the inside out. And whether it's losing weight or maybe just make yourself feel stronger physically, and that's always a good thing. Eating healthy, changing things around your life, believe me, every little bit helps. And once you make yourself healthy, both mentally and physically, it's like a new world out there waiting for you. And at some point, you may even come across what your calling in life is all about. Whether it's to help others with narcissistic abuse, having your own YouTube channel and sharing your experiences and wanting to help others. Because wanting to help others is really awesome, because you're helping others by validating exactly what you've gone through. And then you even get that validation back from people who can really, truly, truly relate to you and can really connect with you. And it just has such tremendous healing power on its own. And before you know it, you'll get to a point to where life is really worth living. And you'll reach a point in your life that you never thought you could ever reach once you make yourself mentally and physically healthy. And you have this take control mentality of really finally having your power back and doing the things that you love doing. And really coming about having such liberation, such freedom. You can be yourself. But always keep in mind, don't ever compromise yourself to anybody who doesn't like you or who doesn't want to like you, because you're not the problem, they are. Because you gotta understand that the reality is there's always going to be people, narcissistic or not, there's always going to be somebody out there that doesn't like you for whatever reason. And whatever it is, I know it's hard not to take personally, but you gotta say to yourself, it's not my problem, it's theirs. They have an issue, something's wrong mentally with them, or sometimes, I guess if you want to jokingly think, chemically imbalanced in the brain, whatever. It's something you can't change and you can't control. But then you're going to have some people that's going to like you, no matter what. And those are the people you surround yourself with. You're always going to have an asshole anywhere you go. Don't matter. Workplace, church, any type of groups you belong to, like a bowling league, or maybe like a woman's club, a man's club, things where you're always with people. There's always going to be that person. But don't ever compromise who you are. That's something I learned from my very first therapist. But like I said, therapists only helped me up to a certain point. Even the recent one that I did have was seen for a little while, and I just finally just say, okay, she's no longer beneficial to me. And I don't mean it as grandiose or narcissistic, but no, I'm definitely not a narcissist by any stretch of the means, because I have empathy. But the reason why I had to let my therapist go is basically it got to the point where she can't relate to what I've been through. She only helped a lot of the big effects that the narcissistic abuse that I was subjected to, like doubting myself and second guessing myself and overthinking. She's been a tremendous help to that, and so at least I had some positives come out of it. But I've come to the realization that she was just there to help me get through some black clouds that's been following me, and now I no longer have those black clouds because she basically taught me how to deal with my triggers, anything that triggers, and overthinking and second guessing myself. So she's been a tremendous help for that. But as far as the narcissistic abuse that I've been subjected to, and basically her attitude towards that, that's where I knew that I just come to a crossroads and say, okay, she's no longer useful to me, and it's only hurting me, and I've been hurt enough, especially by my narcissistic mother. So why should I allow a therapist to further try to drive that knife into me, especially when she can't really relate or feel like she has to be the one to talk to my narc mom to kind of validate what I've already told her. I don't need her validation. I've already got my validation from you viewers out there, and my subscribers has given me such great validation, and that's all I need, and I've already got it. I don't need a therapist to give me the validation, and she wasn't able to validate or nor relate, so I knew at that point it was time for me to let her go, and I'm happier. But anyway, don't mean to ramble on, but it really has great positive effects once you really take the steps of really finding yourself, rebuilding your confidence, rebuilding your life, by accepting the reality that your narc will never be the person that you want them to be. Whether it be your mother, father, sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, don't matter. Once you come to that reality of accepting that they'll never give you the love that you needed from them, once you accept that, I mean, basically, your life just becomes very happy. Maybe not all at once, but as long as you make progress, you will see that black cloud disappear. And the sun will always be shining. And I can really attest to that. You know, I've came a long way. I'm using myself as an example. I've came a long way. But it's also because I did the work. And if you do the work, definitely you'll be able to really understand and relate to what I'm talking about. But it has wonderful positive effects. It's like you're just happy and you feel alive and you feel like you always have a lot going for you, and you do. You have children, grandchildren. Those are the reasons that give you life and to really live for. And the freedom you have to just live your life any way you want. I mean, without feeling you have to have approval. It's very, 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 I could say, it's very satisfying, gratifying, and it just gives you such joy. And it will bring you joy once you reach that point of rebuilding your life and rebuilding your confidence and having a new circle of friends that's going to love you unconditionally, no matter what. You will get there. So, share with me about what effects that breaking free from your narc has given you. Once you've made that, have taken that step to go and stay in no contact with your narc, what are some things that you are experiencing after you've overcame and survived it all? Tell me, share with me and all of us here of what great impact it has and what great effect it has on your life. I always welcome it. I always welcome your feedback, and I always greatly appreciate it. So, anyway, I don't know what the next video could possibly be. Basically, like I said, whatever pops in my head or whatever you suggest, I'll gladly do a video about it. So, anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And stay tuned for the next video. This is Mary Ellen signing off. I wish you love, peace, joy, and wellness. Thank you. Take care. Bye for now.